lying on me? Why are you lying on me? I never touched a nigga. I ain't been around a nigga.
Alright, give me my phone.
Then,
I'll give you a shot.
now, let me finish. I'm on live. You had them 2 hours.
You finna go on your live.
Now you don't want the phone back.
No, I gave you a shot.
I ain't get to tell you. I ain't get to tell about Udi. Then,
I swear you'll die.
then I gotta die about that. You told my shit.
Give me my phone.
Damn, bitch.
Give me my
I
phone.
gotta die if I tell what happened.
Give me my phone.
That's crazy, y'all. I ain't really gonna die about it, so y'all won't know that tea right now.
Give me my phone.
Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
Zaria Khadija Carr was a 27-year-old mother of 2 and rising social media influencer known online as Duchess Dior. With hundreds of followers watching her every move, she built a persona around beauty, family, and unfiltered real-life moments. But on the evening of June 14th, 2025, Zaria wasn't just another internet personality. She became the victim in a murder-suicide case that played out in real time, broadcasted to a live audience on Facebook. The live stream started like many others: accusations, chaos, back and forth insults. But this time, the threats weren't just online content. This time, her husband, known online as a Frenchman, was armed, unstable, and unfiltered. He didn't just threaten her. He followed through. Viewers witnessed a volatile escalation. Infidelity allegations, STD accusations, verbal abuse, all transmitted directly to their screens.
And he lying. Telling a damn lie.
She get bad. Oh, I don't give a fuck. Get bad. She go in the other room, sleeping room. So that early that morning, I go in and I snatch her phone from her. Go through the bitch. I see the Snapchat. They talking on Snapchat. It's him. So I go through the messages and shit. See her telling him, "Oh, I'ma call you back. I'm on the phone with his mama and all this shit here."
Yeah,
like, now remind you,
this
this is a nigga that used to damn run with me. Woo, woo, woo.
He was the wrong
Long
one,
story
you
short.
Bitch first.
Long
You
story.
tried Naya first.
Long story. Long. You right.
I ain't you
Okay, so what did you think you were right to go talk to him?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
You
so
slide
shut the fuck
him.
up.
You slide
So
him.
it's your job to
And I
correct.
told.
It's your correction. You told.
You slide him and I told him. I said, your bitch.
Okay. Again, so she telling him.
That white never touched me.
She telling him,
You
oh.
keep telling everybody trying to vouch like, oh, he you. And you did to him.
I'll be back, y'all. You keep running your mouth, bitch ass now.
You did.
Keep running your mouth. I told you sit back in the damn audience.
Zaria begged for help. Hours before her death, she posted a chilling message: "I need help before I lose my life or my freedom." It went viral after the shooting. The live stream abruptly ended. Police arrived at the Carr residence around 9:30 p.m. and found Zaria fatally shot. Sean Marcus fled the scene and led authorities on a pursuit before turning the gun on himself in Wayne County.
Investigating a death in Emmanuel County around 9:30 last night, the Twin City Police Department and Emmanuel Sheriff's Office say they were called to Fifth Avenue about a domestic disturbance. Deputies say when they arrived, they found 27-year-old Zaria Carr unresponsive. Carr was later pronounced dead. According to the GBI, her husband, 36-year-old Shamarcus Carr, was missing along with Zaria's actual car. Just after 11, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office saw the missing car and attempted to stop it, but deputies say Shamarcus was inside the vehicle and they even tried talking to him. Shamarcus then shot himself and died from his injuries. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office is investigating Shamarcus's death, and the GBI is investigating.
What caused this event to unfold so publicly? Why did no one intervene earlier? And how many warning signs were ignored before 2 lives were lost? This is not just a relationship gone wrong. It's a case study in digital oversharing, untreated domestic violence, and the dangerous blend of social media validation and real-world conflict. This is the story of Zaria Carr and Sean Marcus Carr. Stay with us as we unravel this shocking story and uncover the heartbreaking details of what led to this senseless loss. If you enjoy real crime stories that uncover the truth, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us share real cases, spread awareness, and give a voice to those who can't speak for themselves. Before we begin, let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts as the story unfolds? Welcome to True Crime Tales, where we reveal the crimes that shock communities and the secrets hidden behind closed doors. These are real people, real events, real consequences. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin. Zaria Khadijahkar was a 27-year-old woman residing in Twin City, Georgia. She was known online by her social media handle Duchess Dior, a name that would become widely recognized after her death in a live-stream domestic dispute that ended in murder-suicide. At the time of her death in June 2025, Zaria was a mother of 2 children. Her youngest child had been born just 7 months earlier in November 2024. Zaria was primarily active on Facebook, where she regularly posted status updates, photos, and live streams. She also maintained a presence on TikTok, though her primary audience followed her on Facebook. She branded herself as a lifestyle figure and online influencer. Her content largely revolved around personal experiences, particularly relationship dynamics. Over time, her posts shifted from lighthearted personal content to unfiltered, real-time emotional outbursts, many of which focused on her marriage. Zaria's online content gained traction for its raw and unedited presentation. She often live-streamed during arguments or moments of stress, frequently involving her husband, Jean-Marcus Jamilcar, known online as the Frenchman. Her content blurred the line between reality and performance, drawing in viewers curious about the unfolding domestic drama. These live streams routinely featured emotionally intense confrontations, personal accusations, and public breakdowns. Despite the highly public nature of her content, there is no public record of Zaria having any criminal history or diagnosed mental health conditions. Friends and family members have since stated that Zaria used social media as her primary outlet for distress, rather than seeking formal help. Her online presence became a digital footprint of a deteriorating relationship, capturing each stage of the conflict in public view. Do you believe influencers' personal lives should remain private or public? Have you ever watched live streams where red flags were ignored? Jean-Marcus Jamilcar, who appeared frequently in Zaria's social media content, was her legal husband and the father of her 2 children. Known online by the alias The Frenchman, Jean-Marcus did not maintain a personal brand or influencer presence of his own. Instead, he became known as a recurring figure in Zaria's live streams and posts, often appearing during volatile disputes. Unlike Zaria, Jean-Marcus had no verified public career. There are no available employment records, business registrations, or professional identifiers linked to him. His occupation remains undisclosed, and no formal income sources have been publicly confirmed. In terms of online behavior, Jean-Marcus was most visible during arguments streamed on Facebook Live. He frequently responded to Zaria's accusations with silence, sarcasm, or shouting. His on-camera demeanor was often hostile, confrontational, or dismissive. In several live streams, viewers noted that he appeared agitated or uncooperative, sometimes mocking Zaria or escalating arguments instead of de-escalating them. Across Zaria's social media posts and streams, she accused Jean-Marcus of physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional manipulation, and infidelity. In one of her final live streams before her death, she publicly accused him of transmitting a sexually transmitted disease to her, naming herpes specifically. Zaria also suggested that Jean-Marcus was attempting to set her up, claiming that she no longer felt safe in her home. No official charges or restraining orders were ever filed against Jean-Marcus prior to the fatal incident. Likewise, there is no record that police had previously intervened in the couple's domestic issues. The absence of legal intervention meant that most of the known information about their conflict came directly from what they voluntarily posted online. Jean-Marcus's participation in live streams, despite their frequent volatility, suggests that he knowingly allowed his actions and reactions to be recorded and viewed by the public. Whether this was a conscious decision or the result of a lack of control during high-stress moments remains uncertain. However, his behavior reinforced the perception that their private conflicts had become normalized as public content. In the hours before the fatal confrontation, Zaria posted an ominous message: "I need help before I lose my life or freedom." Jean-Marcus was present in the home that day. Their final live stream lasted several minutes before abruptly ending after a direct threat was made. Zaria was found dead later that night. Jean-Marcus fled, then took his own life in a separate county after a police pursuit. The events leading up to and during the murder were not hidden. They were streamed and witnessed by an online audience in real time. These recordings, now archived unofficially across multiple platforms, document one of the most publicly visible domestic violence escalations in recent memory. Should partners be involved in public online branding if the relationship is unstable? How responsible is someone who allows themselves to be filmed during confrontations? The exact beginning of Zaria Khadija Carr and Shamarcus Jamil Carr's relationship is unclear, but public records and archived social media content suggest they had been together for at least 2 years prior to the murder-suicide that occurred on June 14, 2025. During this time, both Zaria and Shamarcus maintained a consistent online presence, often appearing together in Facebook live streams and posts. Their interactions were not limited to lighthearted content. In fact, most of their engagements were characterized by open hostility, verbal arguments, and disturbing accusations. Zaria, who used the name Duchess Draw on Facebook, frequently accused Shamarcus, known to some followers as a Frenchman, of infidelity, abuse, and dishonesty. One of the most serious claims she made publicly was that he had knowingly infected her with herpes. She discussed her diagnosis live and stated on camera that she felt betrayed and deceived. This claim was never legally pursued in any civil or criminal case. In addition to the STD accusations, Zaria accused Shamarcus of controlling behavior, psychological manipulation, and physical intimidation. She alleged that he would monitor her whereabouts, criticize her online engagements, and threaten her during arguments. These claims were made directly to her followers in public live streams, with no formal police report ever filed. On his end, Shamarcus made fewer public statements but was repeatedly seen on live streams engaging in heated arguments with Zaria. At times, he accused her of setting him up, claiming she only went live to make him look like the aggressor. He implied she was intentionally provoking him to gain sympathy or attention from her followers. There were moments where he suggested she was exploiting their real-life issues for content. Despite the severity of their public disputes, no restraining orders were filed by either party. There were no confirmed police calls to their residence related to domestic violence or verbal disturbances, according to local law enforcement and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. This absence of legal documentation created a false sense of normalcy for some viewers, who may have perceived the conflicts as exaggerated or part of a scripted online routine. However, individuals close to the couple later stated that the private incidents were far worse than what the public saw. According to comments from former friends and anonymous posts shared on social media after murder, the abuse behind closed doors reportedly included physical altercations and verbal degradation. Those closest to Zaria suggested she had wanted to leave but feared the consequences. Their toxic relationship played out in a continuous feedback loop between real-world conflict and social media validation. Every argument, accusation, and emotional collapse was archived online. And yet, no one, family, friends, or law enforcement, stepped in before it was too late. Should friends and followers report abuse seen online? At what point should viewers disengage from drama for safety reasons? The week before the murder-suicide revealed multiple warning signs from Zaria that something serious was about to happen. Her posts became increasingly cryptic, disturbing, and urgent. Between June 7th and June 13th, 2025, she posted a series of statuses referencing death, danger, and needing help. She spoke of betrayal, being watched, and feeling as though her life was spiraling. Although her language was vague, it created alarm among a small group of followers who began commenting and asking if she was okay. Among her posts during this time were repeated statements implying she no longer felt safe. She mentioned being trapped in something bigger than people think, and alluded to personal threats. In some live streams, she cried while speaking but refused to name who she was referring to directly. At one point, she claimed that she had proof she was being recorded and that someone was trying to harm her through legal means or violence. On June 13th, 2025, one day before her death, Zaria made a particularly concerning post. She wrote that she was done talking and done crying, and stated that she needed help before it becomes too late. In that post, she did not name Shamarcus, but strongly implied that someone close to her had betrayed her. She used language that suggested surveillance, coercion, and a sense of psychological collapse. June 14th, 2025, the day of the incident, began with another Facebook post. Zaria stated she woke up feeling overwhelmed. She said she couldn't breathe emotionally and that everything around her felt like a setup. Hours later, she launched a live stream on Facebook. During the live stream, she once again accused Shawn Marcus of infecting her with herpes, cheating on her, and emotionally abusing her. The stream escalated rapidly. Viewers reported hearing both parties scream and argue. In the midst of the live stream, Shawn Marcus was recorded saying, "You're going to make me kill you." The video ended shortly after. The Facebook stream was removed by the platform within hours, but screen-recorded versions had already circulated online. Zaria's final public post was made on the same day and read, "I need help before I lose my life or freedom." This statement became one of the most widely shared digital artifacts following her death. It was seen as a final cry for intervention, one that came too late. Despite the clear pattern of escalating tension, no one contacted law enforcement in time to stop what would unfold that evening. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, police were called to the couple's Twin City residence around 9:30 p.m. When they arrived, Zaria was already unresponsive. She had been shot inside the home. Shawn Marcus had fled the scene in her Dodge Challenger. Authorities tracked the vehicle to Wayne County. During a pursuit, he shot himself inside the car and later died at the hospital. The events of June 14th were not spontaneous. They were the culmination of months of digital distress, verbal threats, and unaddressed violence. The public had seen the signs, but the lack of intervention created the conditions for a murder-suicide that played out in real time. What does "I need help before I lose my life" mean to you when seen online? Have you ever seen someone post like this? Did you report it? On the evening of June 14th, 2025, social media users logging onto Facebook encountered a live stream that would soon become a central piece of a fatal crime. The stream originated from a Facebook profile of Zaria Khadija, known online as Duchess D'Or, a 27-year-old mother of two and small-scale influencer. She had been known to air personal relationship conflicts on social media in the past, but this particular stream would take a different turn. The Facebook Live began in the early evening hours. Hundreds of viewers tuned in as the screen revealed Zaria inside her home in Twin City, Georgia, visibly distressed and pacing. From the onset, the tone was tense. The camera caught not just a movement, but her words that set the stage for what would soon follow. Zaria began the stream by confronting her husband, Shawn Marcus Jamil Carr, known to followers as the Frenchman. Her voice escalated quickly. Among the key accusations she leveled was that Shawn Marcus had allegedly infected her with a sexually transmitted disease. She referenced herpes by name, claiming he concealed his status and lied about his sexual history. She also implied that he had cheated on her with multiple women and was trying to set her up. As the confrontation escalated, Shawn Marcus entered the frame. The camera picked up yelling, shouting, and hostile body language from both parties. At times, the footage showed Shawn Marcus attempting to block or confront the camera while Zaria kept narrating her version of events. During one particularly intense exchange, Zaria told her audience that she feared for her life. She stated that if anything happened to her, her viewers would know who was responsible. Her tone suggested urgency, and many viewers commented in real time with phrases like, "Call the police," "Get out there," and "This is not safe." Yet, no official calls for intervention were made during the live stream itself. Then came the statement that changed everything. Shawn Marcus was heard saying, "You're going to make me kill you." This sentence, picked up clearly on a live audio feed, marked the turning point of the broadcast. Some viewers believed it was hyperbole, just another example of toxic back and forth in a relationship that had played out publicly for months. Others recognized the seriousness of the threat, but still no verified reports were made to law enforcement at that moment. The stream ended abruptly. The screen cut to black, with no clear visual or audible confirmation of violence. Gunshots were not heard on the live, but the rising tension, threats, and silence afterward caused alarm. Within minutes, users began reposting the clip across other platforms, including TikTok, Twitter, X, and YouTube. These re-uploads went viral within hours, gaining thousands of views and fueling speculation about what had happened. Facebook later removed the original video, citing violation of community guidelines. The company did not issue a public statement beyond the terms of service enforcement. However, the footage had already circulated widely, serving as a digital record of the final moments of a deteriorating relationship. At approximately 9:30 p.m. on June 14, 2025, the Twin City Police Department received a 911 call about a possible domestic disturbance at a residence on record as belonging to Zaria and Shalmarcus Carr. The call is believed to have come from a concerned neighbor who reportedly heard loud arguing and possible signs of violence shortly after the live stream ended. When officers arrived at the home, they found no signs of forced entry. The front door was closed but unlocked. Upon entering the residence, officers discovered Zaria Khadija Carr lying on the floor, unresponsive. She had suffered multiple gunshot wounds. There were no other individuals present at the scene. Emergency medical personnel were called immediately, but Zaria was pronounced dead at the scene. The location of her body, the condition of the room, and the fact that the house had no visible disturbances suggested that the incident had escalated quickly following the live stream. According to police reports, Zaria's 2 children were not present at the time of the murder. Their exact location has not been disclosed publicly, but it is believed they were staying with a relative or trusted guardian. The custody arrangement remains unclear, and the names and ages of the children have not been officially released due to privacy laws. Based on witness reports, social media evidence, and Zaria's own final posts, the primary suspect was immediately identified as her husband, Shalmarcus Jamil Carr. Officers issued a statewide alert for his arrest and began tracking his last known movements. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, took over the case due to the severity of the crime and the digital evidence involved. GBI agents secured the scene, collected surveillance footage from the neighborhood, and began reviewing digital content from both Zaria's and Shalmarcus's social media accounts. Officers also confirmed that the firearm used in the killing was not left at the scene, which led them to believe that Shalmarcus fled with the weapon. The house was processed as a primary crime scene, and forensic technicians gathered ballistic evidence, fingerprints, and any physical evidence tied to the timeline of the murder. Social media quickly turned into a repository of reactions, amateur investigations, and speculation. Thousands of users shared clips of the live stream, screenshots of Zaria's final posts, and screenshots of comments she made in the days leading up to her death. Some users began identifying potential signs of premeditation. Others criticized viewers for not calling 911 during the broadcast. As the investigation continued into the night, authorities initiated a statewide manhunt for Shalmarcus Carr, who remained at large until later that same night, when he was located in Wayne County. That portion of the case falls into the subsequent chapter involving the suicide and pursuit. Should social media platforms be required to intervene in real time during live streams that include threats of violence? If you saw someone making a death threat during a live video, would you report immediately, or would you assume it was for attention? How much responsibility lies with viewers when signs of real danger are ignored or dismissed as drama? After fatally shooting his wife, Zaria Khadija Carr, in their Twin City, Georgia home on the evening of June 14, 2025, Shalmarcus Jamil Carr did not remain at the scene. Instead, he exited the residence, entered Zaria's 2021 Dodge Challenger, and fled in the vehicle. According to law enforcement reports, he left before authorities arrived, avoiding immediate apprehension and prompting a multi-jurisdictional search effort. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, and local law enforcement agencies initiated a regional alert for the suspect and vehicle. Surveillance systems, license plate readers, and inter-county communication were used to monitor potential travel routes. His location was eventually identified in Wayne County, Georgia, a significant distance from the original crime scene. When law enforcement units located the Dodge Challenger in Wayne County, they attempted a traffic stop. Shalmarcus failed to comply. Officers began a pursuit. During this event, police issued verbal commands for him to surrender. However, he refused to stop the vehicle or acknowledge commands. The pursuit did not last long before it ended abruptly. While still inside the moving vehicle, or shortly after bringing it to a stop, Shalmarcus Jamil Carr used a firearm to shoot himself in the head. Law enforcement agents approached with caution and secured the scene. Emergency medical personnel were called to render aid. He was transported to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Shalmarcus was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. An autopsy later confirmed that the cause of death was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Ballistic analysis performed by the GBI confirmed that the handgun recovered in the vehicle was the same weapon used in the fatal shooting of Zaria Khadija. The weapon matched the shell casings and entry wounds observed at the murder scene in Twin City. The case was subsequently classified as a murder-suicide, with no surviving perpetrator to stand trial or face charges. GBI closed the file within days of confirming both identities, weapon matches, and timelines. There were no indications that Shaw Marcus left behind a suicide note, social media post, or recorded message. No manifesto, justification, or apology was located on his phone or in the vehicle at the time of recovery. The motive, aside from the immediate context of domestic tension and public meltdown on livestream, remains officially listed as undetermined by authorities. In murder-suicide cases, is justice served when both parties are deceased? What systems, legal, mental health, or social, could have prevented this outcome? Should restraining orders be easier to obtain when public threats are made on livestream? Could early intervention, therapy, or arrests have changed its trajectory? News of the murder-suicide spread rapidly following official confirmation by the GBI. Within hours, media outlets across Georgia and beyond began reporting the identity of the victim, Zaria Khadija, known to thousands online as Duchess d'Or. The name began trending as users shared clips of her final livestream, prior posts, and interactions with her husband. One of her final public statements before the incident gained widespread attention. The post read, "I need help before I lose my life or freedom." That single sentence was reshared thousands of times on Facebook, X Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, leading to intense public scrutiny. Many users interpreted it as a direct cry for help. Others debated whether she had foreseen the possibility of murder or was referring to retaliatory violence on her part. Regardless of interpretation, the public consensus was that the statement indicated clear distress and imminent risk. Her Facebook profile was soon flooded with messages ranging from condolences and prayers to outrage and questions. Some comments placed blame on viewers, friends, or social platforms for not intervening. Others criticized the normalization of live streaming abuse as content. The profile was not immediately memorialized, and for several days remained active as a digital archive of her final days, including the live stream where the argument leading to her death occurred. Public reaction was mixed. There was shock over how clearly the danger had been telegraphed. There was anger over the failure to act. And there was morbid fascination as videos from a now-deleted live stream were reposted across platforms. Despite Facebook's takedown of the original stream, re-uploads appeared within hours on YouTube, TikTok, and unofficial accounts. These clips were often edited with commentary, reaction videos, and even memes, leading to criticism of how the tragedy was being consumed. Conspiracy theories also emerged, as they often do in highly public cases. Some users speculated about third-party involvement, staged events, or hidden motives. Others blamed Zaria, accusing her of provoking the incident. There was no evidence to support any of these claims, and authorities did not acknowledge them publicly. In the aftermath, the two children of Zaria and Shaw Marcus were reportedly placed with extended family. The identities of the guardians were not disclosed, and the family requested privacy. No GoFundMe or official fundraising page was launched publicly. The children's long-term custody status remains unverified in the media as of the latest reports. The event sparked broader discussions online and offline. Commentators, domestic violence advocates, and influencers debated the role of digital platforms in enabling or ignoring domestic abuse signals. Some demanded the implementation of live stream intervention tools, such as emergency flags or AI monitoring of threats. Others argued that platforms are not responsible for what happens off-screen. Over time, the case became both a tragic reminder and a viral cautionary tale. Using content that explored the dangers of digital oversharing, ignored red flags, and the blurred line between performance and reality in online relationships. Despite the disturbing content, many platforms fail to fully contain the spread of video fragments. Viewership numbers on re-uploads crossed hundreds of thousands. Some accounts profited from traffic. Public interest in the case remained high for weeks. The event triggered no known changes to Facebook's live stream policy or public safety protocol. As of now, Live streams are still only removed after content is flagged, not in real time by platform moderators unless AI detects policy violations. Do viral tragedies like this desensitize the public or raise awareness? When you see disturbing posts online, do you scroll past, report, or act? Should platforms be required to have emergency AI that interrupts live streams with clear signs of danger? Are we too used to violence being entertainment on social media? Within hours of the incident on June 14, 2025, national media outlets began circulating details of the deaths of Zaria Khadija Carr and her husband, Sean Marcus Carr. The case gained immediate traction due to its graphic nature, its occurrence on a live stream, and the public social media trail that preceded it. Outlets such as People Magazine, India Times, News One, and various digital crime blogs rapidly published timelines, archive posts, and screenshots from a now-deleted live stream. The headline narrative was consistent across media platforms. A social media influencer known as Duchess Durr had been murdered by her husband during or shortly after a heated Facebook Live broadcast, and the suspect, known online as a Frenchman, had taken his own life hours later in a separate location. Most media sources reference Zaria's chilling final post made just before the stream, which read, "I need help before I lose my life or my freedom." Within 48 hours, law enforcement agencies officially classified the event as a murder-suicide. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, took the lead on the case due to the violent nature and multi-county pursuit. Investigators confirmed that Sean Marcus shot Zaria inside their Twin City residence and fled the scene in her Dodge Challenger. He was later found in Wayne County, where he shot himself in the head during a brief police pursuit. Both deaths were ruled consistent with gunshot wounds. Autopsy results were released later that week. Zaria's cause of death was confirmed as a single fatal gunshot wound to the chest. Shamarcus's death was ruled self-inflicted, consistent with a single gunshot wound to the head. No foul play from a third party was identified. No other suspects were investigated. Due to both principal parties being deceased, no criminal trial or prosecution was pursued. The case was closed as a murder-suicide. The GBI issued a public summary of findings and archived the case. Facebook, the platform where the live stream occurred, issued no detailed comment beyond confirming that the original video was removed for violating its terms of service regarding violent content. Spokespersons did not disclose whether the stream was reported by viewers in real time, nor did they confirm if any employees witnessed the broadcast as it unfolded. No digital preservation of the video exists on the original account. However, several third-party YouTube channels and other platforms re-uploaded clips from the stream, most of which have since been flagged or removed. Still, the footage circulated widely enough to become a permanent part of the digital record. The case brought multiple systemic failures to light. The murder of Zaria Khadija Carr was not a sudden outburst in a private home. It was publicly foreshadowed, broadcast live, and documented in real time by the victim herself. Despite this visibility, no intervention occurred in time. There were no restraining orders filed against Sean Marcus Carr. No police reports or documented complaints were recorded regarding previous domestic abuse. Despite Zaria's numerous social media posts accusing him of violence, controlling behavior, and endangerment, she never took formal legal action to secure protection. This gap highlights a common breakdown in domestic violence cases. Even when victims signal danger repeatedly through informal channels, social media, they may not engage law enforcement, and those around them may fail to report or intervene. Facebook Live was the broadcast platform for the incident. During the live stream, Zaria and Sean Marcus engaged in verbal arguments involving accusations of cheating, sexually transmitted infections, domestic abuse, and death threats. Sean Marcus clearly stated, "You're going to make me kill you." Despite the severity of the dialogue, the live stream remained live for several minutes. Facebook's content moderation tools either failed to detect the threat in real time or lacked the infrastructure to intervene. No emergency flagging or interruption mechanism appeared to activate. This raises questions about the responsibilities of platforms when hosting live, potentially violent situations. In response, Facebook simply removed the video. The company did not commit to any additional review of policies regarding real-time threats or emergency broadcast alerts. Throughout the months leading up to the murder, Zaria regularly posted about being in fear for her safety. She publicly accused Sean Marcus of harming her physically and mentally. These posts were made to a large audience of followers, many of whom engaged with likes, shares, or comments, but no documented reports were made to law enforcement by viewers, friends, or family. This inaction underscores a larger problem: bystander apathy in digital spaces. In physical settings, witnesses to abuse often face legal obligations or moral pressure to intervene. Online, those expectations become diffused across thousands of anonymous followers, where accountability is non-existent. Despite clear warning signs, including a final written plea for help, Zaria's digital community failed to escalate the situation. Both individuals displayed erratic behavior in their social media activity. Zaria posted frequent emotional breakdowns and distress signals. Shaw Marcus appeared agitated and defensive in videos. Neither party was known to have received mental health treatment, therapy, or evaluation. No public record exists indicating court-mandated counseling or voluntary support. The lack of psychological intervention is common in domestic abuse cases where the emotional deterioration is visible but unacknowledged by official systems. In this instance, both individuals deteriorated publicly and simultaneously, with the only audience being an engaged but inactive digital crowd. Should social media platforms have a panic or emergency intervention button for live streams showing threats or violence? How would that work? Should content moderators be empowered to contact emergency services based on AI or viewer reports? What is the responsibility of followers or friends when they witness clear signs of abuse online? Should laws hold people accountable if they fail to report violent threats witnessed on social media? Are we normalizing digital domestic violence by labeling it as drama, content, or relationship issues? How does viewer desensitization play a role in these preventable tragedies? This case forces a deeper review of how modern domestic violence can play out in public, digital spaces with no safeguards. Despite every warning sign being visible in plain sight, live and recorded, no one stepped in until it was too late. The systems designed to protect individuals failed at every level: socially, legally, digitally, and psychologically. The murder-suicide of Zaria Khadija Carr and Shamarcus Jamil Carr is not just a case. It is a real-time example of a system not built for the digital age of domestic violence. If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.